Okay, we're going to look at some appreciation and depreciation questions. Okay, now, these can often get confused with the reverse and percentage questions. The main thing to remember is reverse percentage questions, as we discussed today, are about working backwards. Okay, so you recognise them because it's got something to do with working backwards. However, appreciation and depreciation questions tends to be about working into the future, so working forwards. Okay, so let's try an example just now. Okay, so question 1, let's say £300 is deposited in a bank, paying 4% interest per year. How much money will be in the account after 5 years? Okay, so this is one of these questions where we work down to 1% and back up to 100%. That's reverse percentage. Okay, so this is a different technique to do these ones, and let's look at the technique for this one. Now, what is similar is we start with 100%. So this is about how much money we've got in a bank account. If you think about it, if a bank pays you 4%, okay, that means we start with 100% and you get another 4%. Now what we do now is change that into a percentage, and a percentage is a fraction out of 100. So we start with 100% of our money. Our money then grows, so adds, and it grows by 4%. So what I'm then doing is changing that number into a percentage, and a percentage is a fraction out of 100. So it's 100 plus 4 over 100, so you can put that into your calculator and you get 1.04. Okay, so that's called the multiplier. So we've now got £300 and we multiply that by 1.04, the multiplier, for a period of 5 years. So we bring that to the power 5. So into your calculator just now, you're doing 300 times 1.04. You then want to hit the power button. Now the power button probably says something like x to the n. And it might be a button that looks a bit like that, like an upside down V. It's probably that one. So 300 times 1.04, hit that button, to the power 5, hit equals, and we're going to round it to pounds and pence. Okay, now to pounds and pence, that will give me £365.0. Okay, so how did we recognise that question as an appreciation depreciation question? Well, it wasn't about what's happened in the past, it's about how much money I'll have in the bank in 5 years' time. Okay, let's try an example 2. Okay, a house appreciates in value by 6.2% per year in 2015. It sold for £150,000. Find the value in 2020. Okay, so first thing, am I going to go up or am I going to go down? Well, the house has appreciated. Appreciated means it's grown in value. So we'd start with 100% and then we add on 6.2 and then we turn that into a percentage by dividing by 100. So I'm doing the same thing there, right? So that's now going to be 100 plus 6.2 equals, divide that by 100 in your calculator, you should get 1.062. That's the multiplier. So there was the multiplier there, 300 times 1.04 to the power 5 because it was 5 years. So this time it's 150,000 multiplied by 1.062, and then I bring that to the power, well, what's the power, how many years is it? Well, we started in 2015 and we want to know what's happening in 2020. That's 5 years, that's to the power 5. So 150,000 times 1.062 to the power 5. Okay, in pounds and pence, that's going to give me 202,634 pounds and 71 pence. Okay, question 3. 50 milligrams of a drug is injected into a patient. %25 of the drug passes out the bloodstream. Every 4 hours. How much drug is left in the bloodstream after 1 day? Okay, so let's start with the percentage. Okay, so we start with 100%. So what happens is 25% passes out the bloodstream. Does that mean that it's getting more or getting less? It's getting less, right? So we're going to take away this time 25, change it into a percentage, divide by 100. So on your calculator, 100, take away 25 over 100. That'll give you 0.75. So it's 50 times 0.75. Now what's my power this time? We'll have a think about it. This happens every 4 hours. So it repeats after every 4 hours. So if I thought about the house appreciating, it appreciated by 6.2% every year. So that would be 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This happens every 4 hours. So one day is 24 hours. So if you think about that, that's going to be 4 hours, and then 8 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours, 24 hours. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So I bring it to the power 6. Okay, so into the calculator, 50 times 0.75 to the power 6. Right, into 1 decimal place, that'll be 8.9 milligrams left after 24 hours. Okay, so try this one before coming in tomorrow. £2,000 is invested in a bank that pays 2% interest per year for 7 years. How much money will be in the account after 7 years?